We are back live at EEE. Hello and welcome. We are going to be watching some free-for-all tournaments, something a little different. And as well as that, I'm joined by none other than the Trout91. How are you doing, Trout?
Good afternoon. I'm doing pretty good. How are you
Pretty
doing?
good. I'm good. We've been watching some pretty awesome Call of Duty at Triple E. We're switching things up. They've actually got a free-for-all tournament going on. And that's what we're watching right now. On board with Lemon Dogs Nixon, rather, and he has been a player that has, to be quite honest, dominated this whole tournament, but pretty much by himself, it seems. Every time we've spectated him, we've seen some amazing plays. And I was all excited earlier on because I was like, yay, it's going to be Trout's first cast. I'm casting with him for the first ever time. And then Gucci out of nowhere comes in and tweets at me saying that apparently you did it at iSeries. But you may have been a little too drunk to remember. But then I asked you, and you said you do remember. So I'm kind of heartbroken about that.
I was hoping you were gonna be there to do it. I was like, I've somehow snuck into the WGL room, and then out of nowhere, they're just like, give me a mic and tell me to say things. And I'm like, okay. I think they had the webcam on as well, and I'm just there like with a big grin on my face, with beer in my hand, and I was just like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? And then we just had a conversation about pub stomping and competitive, and it was quite funny. But I got cut off because the mic was a little bit dodgy, which is probably good because I tend to talk a lot of rubbish when I have been drinking. But
I think everyone does that, to be fair. Everyone gets a I'm going to find the VOD later on, and I'm going to watch it. I didn't have time to try and find it before, but I think that'd be funny. But I mean, did you enjoy podcasting? Was that something that you would do again? Well, clearly
it was fun. Yeah, like it's definitely different to regular commentaries. Regular commentaries, you can kind of know what you want to say as you're going, whereas I do a lot of live commentaries with what I do, so it's kind of become second nature just to talk. But at the same time, it's very different to kind of think of stuff outside of what's happening on the screen instead of just saying and repeating what people can already see. But to kind of put a different spin on it is not something I'm familiar with. So it was definitely an experience. I would definitely do it again. I suppose I'm doing it now in a sense, but it's certainly something I would do again.
Good. See, that's awesome, branching out into different times of commentary. But I mean, someone in the chat, I was just having a quick look, put that Limes is going to win this free roll. I actually said Nixon, but Lime actually is going 11 and interrupted. I'm not sure if that's just me. Yeah, that's just me. One barring. Yay! Lag. Massive amounts of lag. Is everyone there? I'm so scared. It's lagging everywhere. Oh, dude, it dropped down to a one bar, but I think we're okay. Is everyone still here? Everyone is still here. It's back. Don't panic. Was what I was going to say, and it's back again. Oh, dearie me. On that one bar height. Blame the Swedes.
They're supposed to have a really good internet. What is this?
Yeah, I thought that it was supposed to have like 100 meg. Down and up.
Oh, ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
The producer's saying he doesn't know what happened, but we're dropping down to one. But yeah, Nixon's actually winning now, so that's kind of what I thought. And in terms of weapon choice, okay, you're going to know this better than me because I reckon you probably played the game overall probably a bit better than me. I mean, secondaries, I thought the B23R was the gun to use. Okay, but apparently, connection interrupted again. We're probably going to get DC'd, but oh well. But yeah, I thought the B23R was the gun to use, but apparently the Cap 40 is being used a lot more. I mean, what do you use?
I use the Cap 40.
I'm so confused. The stream's offline. I'm so scared, but now it's live. I'm so confused. What's going on?
I don't really know. I'm just gonna keep talking and hope people can hear it.
We'll keep chatting and just pray that the stream's in. That's what we'll do.
Oh, but it's a good little pistol to start with, but the Cap 40 actually got a little bit of a nerf. I think it was a headshot multiplier from 1.4 to 1. It's definitely the gun you should really be using. The hipfire is just incredible on it. That also got a little bit of a nerf, I think, as well in the recent patch that went down, and the BR, it's just not as consistent as something that's full auto, and it really is. I suppose it's down to preference, but you've got to make sure you at least land 2 bursts of that thing, and you can't always be sure that it's going to get you the kill you want. But I think the Cat 40 is definitely what you want to be using for your secondary.
Yeah, because the thing that annoys me the most is the frickin' like the ammo. I always shoot like my bullets, and then the next thing I know, I'm like, oh well, I've got to reload this thing. But I suppose that's just because I'm not very accurate. I guess maybe that might be something to do with that. I guess. But I mean, watching some of these guys play at EEE2 is just ridiculous because they pulled out like the cap. I think it was actually Nixon yesterday that got a two-piece with it, and it was just like, oh my god, how have you done this? This witchcraft. It was awesome play. But I mean, free for all is a lot different to what competitively we're sort of used to, I guess is fair to say. I mean, obviously, you know yourself competitively, we watch, S&D, CTF, and then Hardpoint, which is new to Black Ops 2, which everyone is raving about, but free-for-all is a little different. I mean, I don't really play free-for-all, so I don't know the spawns. Have you played much free-for-all on Black Ops 2?
I don't think I played a single game of free for all. I've always been tempted to drop into it, but not really given it a chance. And it's a game mode that I do enjoy a lot because it's no longer about what everyone else is doing. It's more about how you position yourself. And what you want to do in a free for all is find an area of the map and just lock it down. Find out where people are going to be spawning roughly. You'll start to get a feel for where people are appearing from based on how the game's going, and your own spawns where you start to see people putting up in the most. And it looks like the side street where Henke currently is seems to be the area you want to kind of lock down the most. If you're in the middle of the map, there's far too much going on from all sorts of directions that you can be taken out from, and you want to basically limit the amount of space that you can give the opponents and the amount of times that they can come and try and sneak up on you. So getting an area like that side street and putting yourself behind that wall is definitely something that's going to pay out for someone who can really lock down the area, whereas Lemon Dogs just seems to be kind of going Rambo mode and running around aimlessly, just hoping he finds people to kill. But you're really looking for some sort of strategy. That's what I would be looking to do, and Lime appears to be trying to do that. Unfortunately, he's getting spawned on by, who was that? I think Lemon Dogs again.
Yeah, you've got to love a bit of that Rambo mode, though. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's what it's all about. Just going Rambo simply because you can.
Everyone does enjoy a good Rambo mode.
They do. But I mean, we just default now over to Fierce, and let's have a look at the scoreboard real quick. You see Nixon's actually leading. People were saying, oh, actually, holy crap, the top three, 24, 24, 24. So this is going to be a close game. Because it was interesting when you were saying how you want to just sort of hold one area of the map, right at the very back end of the map, the opposite end of where Nixon is actually now. That's where he was controlling last time, and you can see he's blocking off the spawn behind him, which was where Henke got destroyed last time. But like you say, just rotating around, just trying to stay away from the middle of the map. That seems to be key in free-for-all, as he actually gets sandwiched between two players there, so that's pretty unfortunate. But I mean, have you played any sort of CTF, any S&D in Black Ops 2? You've been messing around with League play at all?
Played a bit of Search, not a huge amount, but it's nice. I like the fact that that some of the maps do play very well for Search and Destroy. Not all of them play out for game modes like Capture the Flag all the time, but some of the more objective games like Capture the Flag or Search and Destroy certainly make some of the worser maps a lot more viable in terms of both enjoyment and a sort of competitive aspect. Like, I'm a little bit disappointed with the maps in general for this game. I think they don't particularly cater to a fair fight in a lot of situations, and they are very much a cluster of mayhem and all sorts of craziness. But you do get some occasional maps, like Slums is a pretty good one. It's nice and open. For Hardpoint, it's certainly a fun one to watch, and Hardpoint especially is a game mode that I think was certainly needed in a game like COD, because you think about all the major first-person shooters like Halo, for instance, have something like King of the Hill. Having a King of the Hill type game mode is something that's been needed in this game for a long time, and a new game mode overall, since Domination seems to have completely been dropped from competitive play altogether.
Yeah, just for some reason, all the pro players they just don't like it, and I think it's potentially just because of the trip cap spawns and the way the spawns work. But we're down into the last 25 seconds. Nixon has a 2-kill lead. It's a very fragile lead indeed, So we actually got on board with Lime, and Lime was the player people thought was going to win it, but Nixon picks up a two-piece in the kill feed. Can Lime find himself a quad feed in the last 12 seconds? It's not looking good for him to be able to do so. He's so many kills behind now. He's definitely not going to do it. And if you're Nixon now, you can just sit in a corner, but he doesn't even want to do that. He wants to kill Breaking. So, I mean, fair play to Nixon. He's quite frankly...
He's a winner. He's hungry for kills.
He is. He's gone 35 and 21. That's quite a respectable free-for-all. I mean, I don't know much about free-for-all, but I would say that's a respectable scoreline right there. Would you agree with that, or would you say that that's a no? Could you do better? I think we should get you in and do a free-for-all. I think that'd be
fun. No, I don't think we should do that. Let's not be silly. You know, I want everyone to have a fair chance. I don't want to come in and embarrass some people.
That's
talking out my arse now, but
that was a nice little save there. But I mean, what I want to do later on as well, if you're still free, is to actually come in and get you in and actually cast a game, like a proper COD cast. Seems I'm not actually going to count Gucci's cast with your iSeries as a proper cast because A, your mic was broken, and B, you were intoxicated, which is never good. That's never a good combo. So I'm still claiming your casting virginity.